Hey guys, this is Diana Ballard, and welcome to the Mom Training Podcast, where we discuss the skills and strategies to create possibilities in motherhood and make it more fun, efficient, organized, and peaceful. You can find more information or connect with me online at dianaballard.com or at Diana Ballard Live on social media. Gosh, mamas, hear my heart right now as it pours all over this podcast. I was convicted of something a couple weeks ago that cut me to the core of something I really needed to change. And I didn't even know that I was doing it. But I'll tell you what, I have really taken this message to heart and implemented it, and it has changed a lot for me since then. Capacity. What is it and what does it mean to us? I went to a seminar in the end of February with a lady named Danny Johnson. I've trained with Danny for 10 years this September, and it has been completely life-changing for me. At the event, she taught us a lesson on our capacity and the capacity of people around us, especially in our family. Capacity meaning what we can really handle and what happens when we take on too much. She did a visual lesson of 3 glass cups and a pitcher of water. One cup, the biggest one, symbolized the dad. The medium glass, the mom, and the smaller glass symbolized a child. She first started with the dad cup, and little by little she started pouring water into the glass of things on his plate: work, his health, relationship with his wife, financial concerns, wondering if he's providing well enough, keeping up the yard work, honey-do lists, challenges with his children, and the list continued on and on until the cup started overflowing. Over capacity. Then she moved to the mom cup and did the same type of thing, adding water for things that needed to be done around the house, working on having a harmonious marriage, helping her children learn, concerns about protecting her children, dishes, her body image and health, if she's doing enough in her home and community, taking on another project, needing to relax. The list went on until her cup started to run over. Over capacity. It was eye-opening to see that, yes, we literally have a personal capacity of how many responsibilities, concerns, and priorities we can hold. And after that, we can overflow. And when we flow over, we can feel anxious, stressed, and depressed. Over capacity. But it was the next cup that really got to me, the child cup. She started to pour into this cup. Clean up your room. Why are you moving so slow? Go, 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 go. Hurry, hurry. Move, move, move. As you can imagine, that little glass overflowed very quickly, and water ran all over the table and dripped onto the floor. My heart just broke. How much pressure do I put on my children without even realizing it? Activities packed way too close, rushing from one thing to the next and demanding that they are along for the ride. My ride, the schedule and routine that I've created. It's easy to see how their capacity can overflow very quickly. And just like us, it can put tons of pressure on them and make them stressed out, depressed, or have discipline issues because they are over capacity. She then went on to share that we all have a certain capacity to work with, and it is different for everyone. And when someone is over the capacity that they can handle, they overflow and make a big mess. And a lot of times we try pouring our stress and upset into other people's cups, pouring back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and overflowing each other's capacities and causing some real problems. I realized that I really needed to step back and look at how I could release some pressure from my family, first starting with myself and then with my children and my husband. Does that mean I don't ask for help from my husband with the kids in the house? No. But what I can do is make sure that the things I'm asking him for help with are the most important and not things that maybe I could delegate other places or eliminate from our schedule or to-do list. Or it could be as simple as asking him for help with a smile instead of complaining about how hard things are. Or also to be checking in with him about how he is feeling and where his capacity level is at. For maybe he's working through a big challenge at work or having to really stretch himself to apply something new. And he could be at the brim of his cup, and I might not even know it without asking or really being connected or in tune with my husband and his needs and emotional and mental health. And I want to know so I can help and relieve pressure if I can. But I don't know about your husbands, but he doesn't always share these feelings with me unless I ask and check in every once in a while. Because a lot of times he doesn't want to burden me. But I really do want to know how he's doing. So just thinking, like, how can I decrease some pressure on my husband? And second, and the one that was absolutely gut-wrenching for me, was how can I relieve some pressure on my kids? I was convicted, you guys. One of the main things Danny taught was that when we're over capacity, we can get depressed or be feeling bad about ourselves and what we're doing. And my daughter is such a fun, free spirit. And I am such an organized, analytical, logistics person that I've been smashing her with my high expectations, training her to be responsible, whatever. But I've seen a change in her the last couple months, that she's been scared to get in trouble, doesn't want to mess up or fail in something. I've been pushing her too hard and overwhelming her capacity, and her cup has been overflowing. It's been too much for her, and it's been making her sad or nervous to make a mistake. And I know for a fact, us as moms don't purposely want to make our children feel that way ever. But yet sometimes it happens. So how can I relieve some pressure on my children? It's so beneficial for us to evaluate ourselves every once in a while, or have a swift kick in the pants, or our eyes open to places that we need to adjust. It's a positive thing to receive some feedback or to learn how we can become better. Because we're not perfect. We're going to miss things or not see some of our weaknesses. But when we do, it might clench our heart for a little bit, but by doing so, it prompts us to change, to really step back and figure out what really is important and what is not. So we're going to discuss one way that we can help relieve the pressure on ourselves and our family, and that is to simplify. If you've been really struggling with feeling stressed, look at your priorities and see if there's something that you really need to let go of or to prioritize better, so you can go back to your capacity and what you can personally handle, so we're not overflowing all over the place and into other people's cups, making their capacity overflow into stress and striving. So simplifying, how can we slow down? How can we step back, even just a little? Going back to the cup analogy, how can we stop our own cup from overflowing into those cups or people closest to us? As a mom, we have the gift of knowing what our family needs through our intuition and divine help. Utilize it, pray about it, and think about what you could really do to help your family. Pick something and experiment with it. Because having our cups overflow all the time isn't healthy. It can really damage the relationships around us, our health, our progress, our everything. And as we work on our own capacity and what we can handle, we will be able to help our loved ones from overflowing as well. If you've been overflowing and making a mess, dripping water all over the table, the floor, and everywhere else, I hope you can find some rest and relief starting today. It could start by just adjusting a mindset first, or even getting more sleep to be more physically balanced. Think about how you can simplify. Whatever it may be for you, today is a new day. We take it one day at a time. We are capable of anything we put our minds to. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Share this with another mama, and we'll see you next week on the Mom Training Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into the Mom Training Podcast. If you liked what you heard, I would so appreciate a rating and review from you on any platform you listen to this on. If you have any questions or podcast ideas, you can message me on my social media at Diana Ballard Live, or shoot me an email on my website. See you next week.